just present saja.
Macam nak?
Boleh kasi mana-mana yang rasa selesa.
Oh, okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a warm welcome to Language Lab 1. First, I would like to introduce our distinguished judge for today's session. The session will be evaluated by Ms. Wan Khairul Iwan Ibrahim and Madam Umi Syafika binti Madam. Before we begin, here is a quick reminder about the time management signals for today's presentations and Q&A sessions. During each presentation, a bell will ring once at the 15-minute mark as a reminder, and then twice at 20 minutes to signal the end of the allotted time. For the Q&A session, a bell will ring once to signal the start. At the 5-minute mark, the bell will ring twice to indicate that the session is concluding. We hope this helps keep our session running smoothly. Now, our first presenter is Nur Imanina binti Jaafar, who will be sharing her research on perceptions of IPGM KDRI test for teacher trainees and the benefits of drama activities in enhancing speaking skills. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you, MC. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. I bid to the respected lecturer, Miss Nisa and Madam Umil. Okay, my name is Nur Imanina binti Jaafar. I'm from TESOL 1 and my research was supervised by Dr. Rosliza Abdul Aziz. And today it is my privilege to present my research titled Perceptions of IPGM KDRI TESOL Teacher Trainees on the benefits of drama activities in enhancing speaking skills. So before we dive into the findings, let's clarify the meaning of drama activities. So according to Lee 2021, drama activities can be defined as interactive exercises such as role play that allow learners to practice language in realistic and engaging scenarios. Okay, next. Okay, to begin, let's move on to background of the study. Okay, so firstly, it is imperative to address a challenge that many learners in TESOL environment face in mastering English. For instance, the first one is, according to Nick Safiah 2013, many struggle with English due to limited exposure and rote learning methods. So for instance, learners may memorize information without truly understand the contents. So this will limit their ability to fully engage with the learning. Okay, so the next the next thing is, according to Bora 2021, drama activities provide a low pressure and interactive environment for speaking practice, build confidence, and also fosters cultural understanding. And the next one is, according to Richards and Rogers 2001, speaking skills are essential for teacher trainees to communicate ideas, manage classrooms, and also build student rapport. Okay, so in light of these challenges and opportunities, we aim to explore how drama activities can be leveraged to enhance speaking skills among TESOL teacher trainees. Okay, for the next one is statement of the problem. So the first one is, according to Kim 2016, rote memorization and lecture-based approaches often fail to meet diverse learners' needs, leading to disengagement and shallow learning. So the next one is, according to Zainab 2021, reliance on the mother tongue and cultural transfer can impede students' progress in mastering the target language. So when learners engage on their first language and cultural transfer, they tend to rely on the first language and cannot communicate well in their second language, which is English. Next one is, according to Johanna 2012, many teachers teacher trainees experience anxiety and lack confidence in speaking English, leading to reduced participation and limited opportunities. Okay, next one. So this is the purpose of the study, which is to identify the benefits of drama activities on speaking skills among TESOL teacher trainees at IPGM KDRI. Next one. Next one. Okay, the next one is, this is my research objectives, research question, and also research hypotheses. Okay, next slide. Okay, so next one is the significance of the research is for IPG Malaysia, TESOL lecturers, and also TESOL teacher trainees. And this will be further explained in the implications later on. Okay, so the second one is, the next one is research theory. So I use two primary research theory for my research, which is the first one is multiple intelligences by Howard Gardner, and also the second one is socio-cultural of learning by Vygotsky. Okay, previous slide. Okay, so for the first theory, multiple intelligences by Howard Gardner support different types of intelligence by involving language, social interaction, and also physical movement. So this variety helps them to practice speaking skills in ways that match their personal strength. And then for the second theory by Vygotsky, the theory emphasizes the importance of social interaction. So, drama activities can create a supportive and interactive environment where the TESOL teacher trainees can practice speaking. So, from these two research theory, it provides a strong foundation for my understanding on the benefits of drama activities in enhancing speaking skills. Okay, next one. Okay, the next one is related past researches. So I choose four main ones in the slides. For example, the first one by Hismanoglu and Cholak 2019. From the article, it highlights that Turkish EFL teachers perceive drama activities as beneficial for enhancing student speaking skills in a foreign language classroom. And similarly, by Akin Ridowo 2022, drama activities are perceived as beneficial for enhancing speaking skills by promoting creativity, reducing anxiety in speaking, and improving vocabulary, pronunciation, and also intonation among students. So from these findings, it highlights drama's role in supporting learners' confidence and communication abilities, and it helps me comprehend the benefits of drama activities well. Okay, next. Okay, next, this is the research design of the study. Okay, the first one, I choose a quantitative approach. I utilize online survey questionnaires, and for the items, it consists of 25 items. And then for the population, there will be 57 PISMP TESOL August 21-25 intake program at IPG KDRI. So from this population, a sample of 52 PISMP TESOL August 21-25 intake program at IPG KDRI was selected following the guidelines by Krejci and Morgan 1970. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is the instrument I use for the data collection, which is the questionnaire. So the first one, I choose 5 Likert scale because according to Lee 2021, 5 Likert scale is sufficient to conduct a quantitative research because it can avoid respondents' fatigue and also make the questionnaire more reliable. And then it consists of 25 items. And then there will be 2 sections, which is the first one is demographic information. And then the second one is I will be collecting the perceptions of IPGM KDRI TESOL teacher trainees on the benefits of drama activities in enhancing speaking skills. And this questionnaire was adapted from two studies which are by Ismailoglu and Cholak 2019 and by Sharifah Nadia Razali 2014. And the questionnaire also was validated by the JPPI. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is the research procedures that I implemented. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is the flow of data collection procedure that I implemented. For instance, the first one, I get the permission from IPGM KDRI, of course. And then I also distribute the questionnaire through Google Form. Through Google Form. Okay, next I will be collecting the data and then also analyze the data using Jamovi 2.6.2, whereby I analyze descriptive and inferential analysis. Okay, next one. Okay, so for data analysis procedures, the software I use is Jamovi, and then I also use the Jamovi to answer research question 1, which is to calculate the mean, mode, median, frequencies, and also standard deviation. And then for inferential analysis, I will be finding the p-value, which is t-test, to answer research question 2 and also hypothesis 1. Okay, next one. Okay, so for data findings and discussion for research question 1, which is what are the perceptions of IPGM KDRI TESOL teacher trainees on the benefits of drama activities in enhancing speaking skills. So from the findings, the overall mean score is 4.57, which falls within the very high range, demonstrating a strong positive perception among participants. This is according to the interpretation table by the Bahagian Perancangan dan Penyelidikan Dasar Pendidikan 2016. Okay, next, there are also an article that supports my findings, which is by Kalidas 2013 and Altun 2019, which their article shows positive perceptions, same as my findings of drama in enhancing speaking skills. Okay, next, according to Atas 2014, and Nawi and NG 2017, drama supports Vygotsky theory that I use on social interaction and helps reduce speaking anxiety and also building confidence. So for examples, when trainees engage in drama activities, they will be more comfortable experimenting with their language and also express themselves in a positive environment without any judgment. Okay, next one. Okay, for the next one is data findings for research question 2, which is the difference between male and female teacher trainees' perception on the benefits of drama activities in enhancing speaking skills. So from the analysis, the p-value that I found is 0.002, which is below 0.005. Means that there will be a significant difference in perception between male and female trainee teachers on the use of drama activities to improve speaking skills. So this leads to the rejection of the null hypothesis that I made. So according to Tran 2021 and Marantika 2022, the article also shown that male and female learners may have a different preference in learning styles. So this supports my findings, and although the differences are not very significant, but there is the differences. Okay. Okay, so this is the conclusion of my data findings, which is for the first one, for research objective 1, teacher trainees view drama activities positively for enhancing speaking skills. This is because the mean score reached the range of very high according to bahagian Penyelidikan 2006. And then for the conclusion for research objective 2, there is a significant difference in perception between male and female trainee teachers on the use of drama activities in improving speaking skills. Okay, next one. Okay, so next one is the recommendation. Okay, the first one is to expand sample groups. For example, the future researchers can involve different age groups such as school pupils or current teachers to gain broader insights on the perceptions of drama activities in enhancing speaking skills. And then the second one is explore different research design. For example, future researchers can use qualitative research or also action research in this topic to gain deeper insights on the benefits of drama activities in enhancing speaking skills. Okay, and then the third one is the future researcher can also investigate other language skills. For example, they can examine the effectiveness of drama activities to enhance listening skill or also comprehension, so that we can get more broader insights on the topic. Okay, next one is enhanced measurement tools. For example, the future researchers can include specific constructs, for example, feedback forms or also interviews to get deeper insights from the respondents. Okay, next one. Okay, so for the implication, there will be 3 for MOE, IPG lecturers, and also IPG TESOL teacher trainees. So for MOE, the government can design training programs for the teachers, equipping them with drama-based strategies. For instance, the government can develop professional development workshops for the trained teachers so that they can get knowledge on how to implement drama activities effectively in their classroom. So the next one is for IPG lecturers. So IPG lecturers can also encourage regular use of drama activities. This is to expose the training teachers to drama activities more so that they can inspire from the activity. Okay, next one is IPG TESOL teacher trainees. So the trainees can also use drama activities in their future classroom so that the students can be more creative and also enhance their creativity and also problem solving and so on. Okay, next one is, this is the references that I utilized to produce the slides. Okay, next. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Amina, for your insightful presentation. Before we move on, we invite our panelists to share any questions they might have.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations to Imanina for the good presentation. Now, looking at your title again, Perceptions of IPGM KDRI TESOL Teacher. On the, you want to look for the perceptions.
Yes.
Okay. So from that title, you move to your RO and RQ. Do you mind to share how did you formulate your RO and your RQ as well as your null hypothesis?
Okay, thank you, Miss, for the question. Okay, so first of all, of course, I will conduct with my supervisor to come up with this objectives question and also hypothesis, and I also refer to the previous senior research about this topic, related to this topic. And then for the first objective, I want to find out the perceptions. It is because this is the topic of my research. And then the second one is to identify the difference between male and female TESOL teacher trainees. It is because I want to find out whether between the two gender, is there any distinct preference among them about the drama activities. And then, so this is the research questions, similar to the research objectives. And then for the research hypothesis, there is no significant difference. So I choose this hypothesis because from my prediction, there will be no significant difference. So that's why I chose the hypothesis. But in conclusion, the hypothesis is rejected because there is a significant difference between male and female trainee teachers. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Is that answering the question?
Okay, for your null hypothesis, you said that you thought that
Yes.
basically null hypothesis should be that
Oh.
the null hypothesis is standard, the
Oh.
baseline. So saying that there's no significant difference, that's the HO.
Oh.
And then you put HO, not HO1.
Oh.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
There's only HO and H1.
Oh. I'm sorry for the mistake. I will.
Only null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis.
Mm.
So basically, you reject the
Null
null hypothesis, so you accept the alternate hypothesis. So
Oh.
alternate hypothesis is there is a significant difference.
Mm.
That's your H1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then go back to your sampling.
Sampling research
Back,
design.
back, 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 back. Then one. Back.
Back. Okay. This
Okay.
is.
What type of sampling do you use?
I use a random sampling method.
Okay, why do you want to use random sampling method?
I choose random sampling method because all of the batch in TESOL August 21-25 intake have learned drama activities and literature in English. So I can choose a random participant
Why did you choose the whole population?
because I follow the Craigie and Morgan table, which is if there is 57 population, the calculation will be 52.
Okay, what's the meaning of sampling?
Sampling, the respondent that will be answering my questionnaire.
No? That's your respondent. That's what sampling.
Sampling,
Sampling is basically you want
the
your
testimony.
sample to represent the whole population.
Oh,
For example, if you have 10,000 population, you cannot do your research for the whole 10,000. So you need to have representatives. So you sample them. Okay, if random sampling, then just randomly pick.
Mm.
If you have purposive sampling, then you have to choose according to certain criteria.
Mm.
Okay, so now you said you want to you use random sampling. Basically, you can use population.
Oh.
So
It
you
should be
you can use the whole population. You can get the more accurate data because
Oh.
it represents the whole population,
Oh.
not the sample. Okay,
I
and
understand.
then for pilot study,
Let's study.
how many respondents did you use?
10. 10 respondents
From?
from Lewis 2000.
The pilot.
Oh,
the
from
the
IPG
respondents.
campus Tengku Ampuan Afzan.
The Gawazan. Okay, why did you choose that campus?
Because I want to use other sample because there will be 52 sample and the balance is not enough. for the pilot study, which is there will be five balanced respondents. So I choose to distribute the questionnaire for pilot study to IPG, other IPG.
Okay, that's how you answer. You need to have your stand while you choose other campuses students. Okay. Banyak pula kita. Do you have anything to ask?
And I think the sampling method sounds more like a purposive sampling instead of random sampling, knowing that you have set a certain criteria or criterion in selecting your participants. Alright? Perhaps you
Probably,
may...
in your research, you would want to make amendments instead of random
purposely.
sampling. So change to purposes.
Okay, thank you so much, lecturer, for the suggestion.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's all
That's
from
all.
us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good job.
What the fuck did I say? Okay. Okay, aku tak takut benda ni.
Tanya lebih-lebih sikit ni. Ibu tadi dia kata
Tadi saya
Clap for me, please. Clap.
A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to the honorable panels, Miss Nisa and also Madam Umil, and also all of my fellow friends that are presenting today. So for today thesis, I will be presenting my research on the perceptions of TESOL trainee teachers towards the use of quizzes in teaching English language. So my name is Nur Kaisara Nadia binti Muhammad Nizam. I'm from TESOL 1 and my supervisor is Dr. Zainab binti Abdul Rahman. Next. First, let's go to the background of the study that I use in making my own research. Firstly, e-learning increased rapidly in education. From Ramalingam, Yunus and Hashim 2022 research, he stated that e-learning tools provide many benefits, including enhancing the enjoyment of learning, which shows that me choosing quizzes is because the idea of quizzes is fun to do with students. Second, usage of quizzes in English classes. When we look at this sentence, we're going to focus on the usage of quizzes in English classes by teachers, which they implement it on their students. From Amalia DF 2020, she stated that platforms like quizzes helps TESOL trainee teachers to create engaging lessons in supporting students' language. And lastly, students' improvement in English language by Lightbound and Spada 2013, where he stated students are more likely to succeed in English when technology integrated, which is quizzes, approaches were applied. Next. So let's go to the statement of problem by Hashimi and Azizi Nezhat 2016 stated that students struggle with sentence construction, vocabulary and reading comprehension that totally affects their ability to communicate in English. From all of these three, sentence construction, vocabulary and reading comprehension are under the statement of English language. Second is Ramalingam, Yunus and Hashim 2022. Traditional teaching methods that may not effectively engage students or meet with their needs. Because Ramalingam, Yunus and Hashim stated that he is doing the difference between traditional teaching methods and also the integration of technology. The result from his research stated that integrated technology methods affects more on students' achievement in English language. And lastly, Lim and Yunus 2021 stated that the reason I did this research is because limited research done on TESOL trainees' perception on the use of quizzes. Because before this, we only see the perceptions done on teachers, on students, and not on TESOL trainee perceptions. TESOL trainee teachers. Next. So now let's go through my research objectives and research questions. My let's first go through my research objectives. The first research objective, my RO, to examine TESOL trainee teachers' perceptions of quizzes implementation in classes. My second RO, to identify differences in perceptions between male and female pupils, which is the teacher trainees, regarding the implementations of quizzes in teaching English. And my last RO is to assess the correlation between TESOL trainee teachers' perceptions of quizzes and improvements in English language proficiency. And let's go through to my research questions. There are 3 RQs. RQ1 is what is the perception of TESOL trainee teachers on the implementation of quizzes during English classes. Second RO, is there any difference between the perception of male and female pupils on the implementation of quizzes during English classes in teaching English language? And my third RQ is there any correlation between TESOL trainee teachers' perception of quizzes and improvement in English language proficiency? Next. For my research hypothesis, the data analysis that I did resulted in null hypothesis, where there is no significance between the perception of male and female TESOL trainee teachers regarding the implementation of quizzes during English classes. Next. The research theories that I use for my research are 2. The first is Multiple Intelligences, Understanding Howard Gardner's Theory by Marinus 2023, where he stated that educators can cater to students' needs by adopting varied approaches, as we learned before about multiple intelligences. And Gardner 1983 also stated, by adopting varied approaches allows teacher to address multiple intelligences through a gamified and interactive platform, which right now I'm doing is quizzes. Second is Lev Vygotsky's social constructivism theory, where is Vygotsky's, stated by Vygotsky's 1978, the use of zone proximal development, ZPD. And it is also supported by Metrup 2022, by incorporating quizzes into English lessons will result in engagement and supports active learning, and also resulted in improvement in students' English language proficiency. Next. The significance of research that my research is doing, firstly, the use of quizzes in teaching English classes. Second, the perception of IPGM TESOL trainee teachers, which is my cohort, batch PISMP, August 2021, July 2025. And lastly, the improvisation of students' English language. Next. The related past research that I use on my research is first by Ganesan Abudar and Muhammad 2021 with the title Perceptions of Quizzes Mobile App Game Insights from Undergraduate Students. Ganesan Abudar and Muhammad are researching on ATM, which is Technology Acceptance Model, where we integrate the idea of technology into lessons. And it shows the effectiveness, the engagement, and learning impact of quizzes. The result is positive feedback of using quizzes as it has motivational aspects and also instant feedback. The second past research is Lim and Yunus 2021 with the title Teachers' Perceptions of Quizzes and Its Benefits and Challenges in English Language Instruction, where he stated about effectiveness in promoting an interactive learning environment resulted in fostering motivation and also memory retention. And the result for this research that done by Lim and Yunus is teachers found quizzes user-friendly. So for my research design, I did quantitative survey where 2 analyses were used, descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. For my population are my batch, 58 PISMP TESOL trainee teachers from IPG campus Datuk Razali Ismail, and my sample are 52 respondents according to the sample size determination table, Kretschy and Morgan 1970, where my batch got 58, so I just fill it up to 60 according to the table, and resulted in 52 sample respondents and 10 pilot studies respondents. Next. The instruments, I did questionnaires, the 5 Likert scale, the strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. I did my instruments based on the two adapted research that I just shown before, and the online distributions are using WhatsApp, using the application of Google Form. The instruments that I did, there are 4 sections, which is section A, the demographic, where the respondents' demographic background. I asked about their genders, about their classes, about their frequency of using quizzes, and their familiarity with quizzes. Section B, perceptions of quizzes as a learning tool. Section C, impact of quizzes on English language teaching. And section D, students' engagement and motivation. Next. So, my data collection procedure, I got 7. First, obtaining approval from experts, which is the Research and Innovation Department. Obtaining respondents' consent, carrying out pilot study, measuring items reliability, obtaining approval from experts, collecting data, and also analyzing the data. Next. So for my data analysis procedure, due to me having 3 RQs, I used Jamovi 2.6.2 application. For the first RQ, I did descriptive analysis where I searched for the mean. For the second RQ, I did inferential analysis where I searched for the independent test, as the variable for this is gender. And the last RQ, which is RQ3, I did inferential analysis too, using Pearson correlation due to having 2 variables. And this is the mean interpretation table, where we're going to be focusing on the high level data above 4, in between 4.01 and 5.00. Next. For my demographic data, I did the descriptives on the gender, with the percentage of male and female, and the frequency of using quizzes in classes, where I use 4 Likert scale. I have never used quizzes, rarely, occasionally, and regularly. I forgot. Okay, next. For my data findings for RQ1, I did descriptive analysis for this. For my RQ1, what is the perception of TESOL trainee teachers on the implementation of quizzes during English classes? As we remember before, the mean that we're searching for is in between 4.0.1 until 5.0.0. So the mean for section B, which is the RQ1 question, is 4.6.2, which shows that TESOL trainee teachers' positive perception towards the implementation of quizzes in classes. They agree that they implement the idea of using quizzes in classes. Next. And also this discussion for RQ1, there are 2 questions from my section B that I highlighted with the highest mean, which is the first one, quizzes is easy to use, 4.7.1, and the last one, the 7th, the gamified features of quizzes motivate my students to participate actively, which is 4.69. These 2 data shows that it is easy for teachers to implement quizzes, and not only that, it also improves the students' participation actively. This is also supported by Ganesan Abuda and Muhammad 2022 that shows that majority of undergraduate students perceive quizzes as an effective tool for enhancing engagement and learning through its gamified features. Next. For my data findings and discussion for RQ2, I did independent t-test on this. Is there any differences between the perception of male and female peoples, which is the teacher trainees, on the implementation of quizzes during English classes in teaching English language? So, for this data, the p-value shows 0.834, which is above 0.005, which shows that my null hypothesis accepted, because I stated before that my hypothesis shows that there is no significant difference between the perceptions of male and female TESOL trainee teachers regarding the implementation of quizzes during English classes. Due to the results that I got from p-value, shows that it supports my research hypothesis. Next. For my data findings and discussion for RQ3, is there any correlation between TESOL trainee teachers' perception on the implementation of quizzes during English classes and improvisation of English language? from the question itself, from my RQ itself, shows that there are two independent values, and I did Pearson correlation on this, where we are going to look at the result for Pearson's R and also the p-value. Dr. Zainab, my supervisor. So here we can see that there are two variables. Is there any correlation between TESOL trainee teachers on the implementation of quizzes and the improvisation of English language, which is on the students? So for my Pearson's R shows 0.736, which shows strong positive correlation. Why did I say it's strong? Due to the Pearson's R value table, anything above 0.7 and closing to 1, which is R, shows that it is strong. And for my p-value, it is less than 0.001, where any value that is well below 0.05 significant levels equals to statistically significant. Next. For my conclusion, RQ1 shows that PISMP TESOL trainees viewed positive perceptions towards the implementation of quizzes in English classes due to the high mean. So it shows that they accepted the idea of quizzes implementation in classes. For my RQ2 shows that there is no significant difference, the null hypothesis, between the perceptions of male and female TESOL trainee teachers regarding the implementation of quizzes during English classes, where from that I conclude their genders does not significantly impact on teachers' perception in the use of quizzes implementation. And for my RQ3, PISMP TESOL trainee teachers viewed quizzes enhance students' motivation, engagement, and learning retention. Next. For the implications, I'm focusing on 3 IPGM TESOL trainee teachers. I can see from that they can imply the idea of quizzes in classes, especially for when they first started to post it to their schools in the early years of them teaching, right? So the use of quizzes can not only be easy for them to imply in class, also easy for them to use and also easy for the students itself. Second, for the English teachers, right now most of the teachers are getting old, so they are preferred to use traditional method approaches with their students. English teachers can also apply the idea of quizzes as it's easy to use and easy to understand by students. And lastly, the Ministry of Education itself, the MOE. Ministry of Education can start to imply the idea for teachers and schools to use quizzes in the learning environment. Next. And for my recommendations on my thesis, I suggest that me myself try to gain a larger sample size rather than my own batch, because 58 population is small. So by having a larger sample size, I can gain the equality of both genders, which is male and female. Next, I can try to modify my research method, because I think my research can be used in action research type of study, because by having pre and post results can help me gain more information, more data on the students' improvement in English by using quizzes rather than having data from the teachers on own perception. And lastly, workshop on integrating quizzes effectively. There are workshops on integrating quizzes, but not workshops in integrating quizzes effectively. We can say that, oh, I know how to use quizzes because quizzes is easy to use, but maybe it's not as effective for people who join workshops, because maybe for me, I will create simple questions only, but for them, maybe they can create more critical question in order to test on their students. So that is all from me. Thank you.
For your excellent presentation. Now I would like to invite panels for the Q&A session.
Alright, so congratulations to Kaisara. It's a good presentation. Good job. Alright, so let's look at your statement of problem.
Statement of problem. Second.
Okay, so we have to refer also to your title or topic of your thesis,
Yes.
perception of TESOL trainee teachers
Yes.
towards the use of quizzes in teaching English language. But in the first statement of problem, you mentioned Hashimi and Azizinezad.
Yes.
Yeah, the ability to communicate in English. How is that related between the
Because
topic
of
and the statement?
Okay, thank you for the question. Sorry for the interruption. So, due to my title, focusing on the implementation of the teacher's perception on the implementation of quizzes in teaching English language, for me, I want to relate this with my significance of study, because I did state the improvisation on students' English language. But in this research also stated about teachers, the idea of teachers using quizzes in their classes. That stated why they use quizzes in their classes is because of this. Because the past research, the past research did their research on integrating quizzes because their students struggle with sentence construction and this all. So because of that, I just used that to put in my statement of problem.
Okay. But I think that would be more of your background of studies instead of putting that as a statement of problem. Okay. And then another thing is Lim and Yunus, limited research done. This is my personal opinion. Okay, I think it's more on research gap instead of a problem that makes you want to do this research.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to revise a bit on that.
Okay, can.
Okay.
Statement of problem. Okay.
All right. That's from me.
I second on that. All right. Most of the points have been mentioned by Ms. Nisa just now. Okay. And I think the main issue here is that the traditional teaching methods
Yeah.
that make pupils become less engaged or
Yes.
active in the lesson.
Yes.
So that could be one of the main issue of statement of
For my
problem
statement
here.
of problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Can.
Okay, let's refer to your instruments slide.
Okay.
RQ discussion. RQ.
Oh, Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so let's look at your instrument. Okay, section D, students' engagement and motivation.
Yes.
Okay, so can you please justify, okay, what's the rationale of putting this section, okay, in your questionnaire, and how is it related to your to the perceptions, to the TESOL training teachers' perception on the use of quizzes in teaching English.
Okay. Thank you also for the question, Madam Lina. So, the idea of me choosing students' engagement and motivation is because the one who's answering it, the TESOL trainee teachers, right? So this is the perspective of a teacher on using quizzes and how they see the implementation of quizzes affect their students' engagement and motivation. The idea of me relating it to my title because the perception of TESOL trainee teachers implication on quizzes. So, can you speak Malay? Okay. The implementation of TESOL trainee teachers, implementation of quizzes in classes on how it is to show how they. The title is the perception of TESOL trainee teachers, implementation of quizzes in classes, right? So if they implied the thing, they also know the result of the implementation itself, which is on the students. So due to that, I choose section D to be focusing on the teacher's perception on the students' engagement and motivation. I think
section B answered the third RQ here,
yeah.
right? And not the first RQ.
Yeah, but it correlated actually. because my RQ1 and RQ3 correlated about the perception of TESOL trainee teachers, and also on the students' engagement. Due to that, my RQ3 stated about my RQ1 and the correlation between the improvisation of students' English language, right? So in my thesis, I stated about the significance, about the similarities, about the relationship between both of that. So that's why I stated that in my RQ3. Macam mana soalan depan aku?
Okay.
Is it answering? Oh, it's not.
Okay. Good job, Kaisara. Kaisara Nadia. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Berpeluh saya, Doktor. This is for Emilia. Ya, betul juga sebenarnya aku dah dapat merasakan yang statement of problem aku salah yang ramai linggem. Sebab kalau
Jadi ya, receptions on.
Macam grammar.
alamak. Ya. Thank you, Dr. Lena. She already told me yesterday she want to look at me.
That should have been amended.
Yeah.
Kaisara. Perhaps but really, because we're running out of time, so I tak nak okay. I can send you this. Okay, then what items, especially. Maybe after this, after this, we'll just continue. So yeah.
Okay, shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and a very good morning I bid to our respected lecturer, Madam Umil and Miss Khairunisa. I am Nur Emilia Sofiahani binti Abdul Manah, supervisee under Dr. Rosliza binti Abdul Aziz. I will be presenting my research entitled IPGM KDRI TESOL Teacher Trainees Perceptions Towards the Impacts of Classroom Management in Improving Pupils' Behavior. So let's start with background of the study. I will be explaining about two aspects, which is classroom management and also pupils' behavior. In the context of teacher education, classroom management is a very essential aspect of teaching practices, as it encompasses various strategies and also techniques employed by teachers at school to improve their pupils' behavior and also learning environment. So according to Harris 2019, classroom management is crucial for creating a positive learning environment and effective teaching, like implementing classroom discipline, reward system, and also teachers' communication pattern. And according to Hanasha also, pupils' behavior encompasses a wide range of actions and attitudes exhibited in the classroom setting, significantly contributes to a constructive learning environment which eases the teacher's classroom management. So moreover, pupils' behavior also being shaped by through the interactions with their teachers and also peers, such as if the teachers posit a positive behavior towards the pupils, they can also posit the pupils' positive behavior in the classroom as well. So research consistently underscores that the critical role of classroom management in shaping pupils' outcome with well-managed classroom correlating with positive behavior. From this statement, we can see that if the classroom management is well implemented, then the positive behavior of pupils also will result in to the positive one. So in the context of IPG, as we all know, TESOL teacher trainees need to have a strong knowledge about classroom management in order to improve their classroom management skills and enhance their pupils' behavior to produce a conducive learning environment. Therefore, my research is intended to find out the TESOL teachers trainees perception towards the impact of classroom management in improving pupils' behavior. Next one. Now let's dive into the problem statement. Program PISMP TESOL is a crucial stage for the development of future teachers as teacher trainees to employ us with the necessary skills and so knowledge about the classroom management skills before we being posted at school. However, according to Westin 2018, teacher trainees also faces difficulties in classroom management which lead to pupils' misbehavior. And according to Safiongo, effective classroom management directly affect positive pupils' behavior and learning outcomes. So when the teachers manage the classroom well, the pupils' behavior will be positive. However, if the things happen otherwise, people will start to misbehave and also decrease their active participation in the classroom activities. So therefore, it will lead to disruption in the classroom management dynamic, as Sivera Nagier 2015 stated that poor classroom management leads to increased stress, disengagement, disruptions that negatively affect overall classroom dynamics. So my problem statement is that I found the same issue occurs among us teachers trainees that have been undergone the first practicum, where they also have the similar problem in the classroom management. Therefore, my research intends to find out their perceptions toward the impact of classroom management in improving their pupils' behavior in their classroom setting. Next is my research objective and research question, also hypothesis. So my RO, the first one is to identify the TESOL teacher trainees' perceptions toward the impacts of classroom management in improving pupils' behavior, as well as the research question. And RO2 is to find out the differences between male and female teacher trainees' perceptions towards the impact of classroom management in improving pupils' behavior. So for the hypothesis, I predict for null hypothesis, which is there is no significant differences between male and female teacher trainees' perceptions toward the impact of classroom management in improving pupils' behavior. Next. And this is the main theories that I use to elaborate my research, which is the first one is self-determination by Desai and Ryan. They and behaviorism or point conditioning by B.S. Skinner. By Desai and Ryan, they emphasize that three basic psychological needs, which are autonomy, competence, and also relatedness, in order to foster motivation and also improving overall behavior. For example, when the pupils have the control in their learning, they will be succeed in completing their task, which is competence, and if they connected with the teachers and their peers, which is relatedness, they will enhance their academic success and also behave well in the class. And this theory also emphasizes that if the pupils' motivation increase, they will behave better. And for behaviorism, operant conditioning, which is a method of learning that uses rewards and punishment to modify behavior. For example, a teacher can use positive reinforcement like praises or giving rewards to people that behave well or completing their tasks on time in the classroom, which will improve their pupils' behavior and also motivation to learn. Next. And my research significance is relevant for two, which is teacher trainees in IPG and also teachers in school. For teacher trainees in IPG, they can enhance their preparedness to effectively manage classroom in their real life setting during practicum or SBE through the findings of my research. And they can also foster continuous improvement in teacher trainees development and also classroom management skills. As for teachers in school, they can guide, my research can guide them to reflect on their management techniques, which specifically classroom management. And they can also modify their teaching strategies to cater to the student needs, not only relying on the traditional method, but also moving to the modern one. And through my research also, teachers in school can enhance their understanding of classroom management's impact on pupils' behavior. Next. This is all my related past research. However, I will be explaining about two main past research that I use to support my Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 elaborations. Next. The main researches that I use are Impact of Classroom Management on Students' Behavior by Radhika Kapoor, 2018, and the Impact of Classroom Management on Behavior Regulations for Students in Early Childhood and Elementary School Classroom by Catherine S. Winters in the year of 2022. The first one, Kapoor stated that effective classroom management is essential for shaping student behavior and support the academic achievement. The finding is that the study highlight that maintaining discipline like classroom discipline, like classroom rules and also active learning techniques play a crucial role in improving student behavior. As the second past research, Winter highlighted that positive teacher behavior and effective classroom management programs are crucial for improving pupils' behavior. And for the findings, the study found that teachers who model positive behavior are more likely to create a well-behaved pupils in the classroom. As for the research design, I choose quantitative method and also survey because I want to look into the perceptions of the TESA teachers training, which needed huge sample size. So I think quantitative is suitable for the research design. Next. As for population, is PISMP August 21 and July 25, TESA teacher trainees population, which is 57 of them. And for sampling, I use random sampling that I randomly pick in the batch of TESO, which according to the sample size determination table by Craigie and Morgan, 52 respondents is selected from the 57. Because 57 is closer to 60. So 52 is the final one. Next one. As for the instrument, I use questionnaire that is distributed through online. I use 5 Likert scale. There are 40 items and there will be 5 sections. And the questionnaire is already validated by JPPI, IPG, and KDRI. The section will be Section A, demography. Section C, Section B, classroom discipline. Section C, reward system. Section D, teachers communication pattern. Also, Section E, pupils behavior. And this questionnaire is adapted from the GAKU 2017 in her research, Impact of Classroom Management on Student Behavior in Primary School in Gumalika of Benue State. And also SAIFI 2018, Impact of Classroom Management on Pupils' Achievement at University Level. As for my data collection procedure, I firstly got the letter of permission from IPG and KDRI to carry out the research. After that, I got the validation from the PPI, and then later on, I carried out the pilot study, which involved 10 respondents from IPG Sultan Mizan. This is also from my own cohort. And after doing the reliability test, I will conduct the data collection on my sample. And then after that, I will test the analysis. I will analyze the data. For data analysis procedure, I use JAMovie to analyze descriptive and inferential. As for the data from all the 5 questionnaire, I use descriptive analysis to find the mean and standard deviation in order to answer the RQ1. And for the second one, inferential analysis, I use independent sample t-test to find the p-value to answer for the hypothesis and also research question 2. In my research question 1, which is what are the TESA teacher trainees' perception towards the impact of classroom management in improving pupils' behavior, it is divided into 3 sub-questions because I want to go more specific into classroom management, which are what is the TESA teacher trainees' perception towards the impact of classroom discipline in improving pupils' behavior, and as well as reward system and also teachers' communication patterns. We will go to the first one. I interpreted the mean based on the table by Jamil 2020. Next. The first one, in terms of classroom discipline, we can see here the mean is 4.46, which is considered in high level according to Jamil, where it falls within the 3.67 until 4. So it shows that TESA teacher trainees' perception towards the classroom discipline in improving pupils' behavior were high, as most of them strongly agree and believe that it is essential to implement classroom discipline in improving their pupils' behavior. This is supported by Kapoor from my past research, where she stated that effective classroom management strategies, including setting clear rules, as setting clear rules is also in my items of questionnaire, are essential for addressing disruptive behavior and also fostering a positive learning environment. Next is in terms of reward system, the mean is also 4.37, which is considered also high, which the findings show that the TESA teacher trainees' perception towards the impact of reward system in improving pupils' behavior were high, and most of them has a positive attitudes towards the implementing of reward system in their classroom management, which related to the Skinner, that he stated that reinforcement strategies including rewards play a crucial role in shaping behavior and also can lead to increased engagement and motivation among pupils. And the last one in RQ1 is, the second last, is teachers' communication pattern as the high, which 4.52, proving that the findings show that teachers' trainees' perception view on the teachers' communication pattern is positive, where they all strongly believe that implementing teachers' communication pattern in the classroom management is effective. This is supported by Kapoor and Lay, where Lay stated that effective teacher communication is crucial in guiding pupils' interaction, also fostering a collaborative classroom culture. Kapoor emphasizes the active learning where teacher guides students in critical thinking and collaboration rather than simply transmitting knowledge. This we can see the teacher's communication pattern involved here, where the teachers guide the student. Next one is about the section E, pupils' behavior, where the mean is 4.14, also considered high. This can be interpreted that TESA teacher trainees' perception of their pupils' behavior is positive, where this can be indicated that from their experience during first practicum, they view that their pupils' behavior are positive during the lesson. Because in my questionnaire, the item is mostly about the positive behavior. If they strongly agree, that means that the pupils' behavior during their lesson is positive. This is aligned with the self-determination theory, where pupils feel highly motivated contributes to better behavior. And also Winter said that effective regulation of pupils' behavior is closely linked to the positive teacher's action. Next. And for my RQ2, which is what are the differences between male and female teacher trainees' perception towards the impact of classroom management and pupils' behavior in improving pupils' behavior. We can see from the descriptive analysis, the mean score for both groups were quite similar, saying that there is a little differences with their responses in the questionnaire. With female is 4.4 and males 4.32. As for the p-value, we can see it is higher than 0.05, indicating that there is no significant difference between both groups. So my null hypothesis is accepted in this analysis. Next is for conclusion. For RO1, we can see that TESA teacher trainees strongly believe that classroom management, including classroom discipline, reward system, and also teacher communication pattern is important in improving the pupils' behavior. We can see that
through the high mean score across all the sections, they perceive that it is important for them to use these three into improving their pupils' behavior. For the RO2, as the p-value is higher than 0.05, so the hypothesis is accepted, where there is no significant difference between both two genders, indicating that genders doesn't play and doesn't influence the their perception in pupils' behavior and also classroom management. Next one. As for recommendation, I will recommend the future researchers to expand the sample sizes. For example, like taking data from other institutions as well to ensure that the data we have here is more accurate and also can deeper understanding about the impact of classroom management in improving pupils' behavior. They can also explore other methodology like qualitative and mixed method, such as interview and also focus group, so that the data will be more varied other than just doing the quantitative one. And I will also recommend them to add on another classroom strategies, which is active monitoring, as teachers in school can gain knowledge from the additional classroom teaching strategies such as active monitoring. As one implication for teacher training in IPD, they can implement all the classroom strategies into their real life situation like practicum, and they can also gain new knowledge about the tested teacher training perception towards the impact of classroom management in improving pupils' behavior. As for the teachers in the school, they can refine their teaching strategies into the current trends, like I said before, reward system, classroom discipline, also teachers' communication patterns, so that they can cater to the student needs and no longer relying on traditional method. And they can also share their insight from this research to their colleagues so that they can have a collaboration among them to expand the strategies in their school setting. And this is all my references I used in this slide. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to Ambilan for the wonderful presentation. Now I would like to invite the panel for the Q&A session.
Okay, so thank you, Amelia, for a good presentation. Okay, so let's start by looking at your problem statement. Okay, so in your problem statement, you one of that is classroom management challenges, then disruptions and classroom dynamics, and then the impacts on pupils' behavior. And then there's a statement down there. How do you get that statement? From where did you get that statement?
This statement, through my observation during my first practicum, also from my other classmates as well, they also said to me that managing classroom is a bit challenges for them to maintain the classroom dynamic so that the pupils stay focused, stay active in a positive way. So I think this is the issue that I need to bring on in my research so that other people can also know about this.
And that you use or you took the three researchers to support that statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the past research.
From the
As
past research.
this title is not yet being investigated in IPG context from my surfing on the internet, because most of them at the university level and also postgraduated teachers.
Research gap. That we research gap. Okay, so talking about the title. Alright, the title is IPGM KDRI TESOL Teacher Trainees, but I see that in your
Population.
Sampling, research population and sample, only focus on June 21, 25 TESOL trainees, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because before this, my title is including this one. But my supervisor advised me to just put the TESOL teacher training and IPGM KJRI. So that's why I changed it into the current one.
I see.
Because she said that you will be explaining more detail in the research population and sampling.
Okay, right. And then I personally think that classroom management, the term of classroom management is rather broad.
Yes.
How is it, or what is it that you want to focus? Is it on the classroom management skill, or is it approaches, or
I
any
think it's
specific
more
one?
on strategies. Because yes, I know the classroom management is general based on Dr. J said. So I specify it into three strategies, which are classroom discipline, reward system, and also teachers' communication pattern. From the past research, they also including the like of-class behavior, like active monitoring and student engagement also. But I also just picked these three because I think it will be more impactful to our teacher trainees in IPG.
So I think that you should explain that well in your discussion, so people won't get confused. I think this is my personal punya suggestion because it comes from the title, but then when you go when people read your research, then they will get
The
what
idea.
actually that you want to say, kan? Okay. So probably you need to really well explain about the three approaches that you want to have in your research, that you want to focus in your research. That's all.
Is it in the RO and RQ? Because I asked my supervisor either I should just divided it into three, like so my RQ will be 4. But she said it will be more neat if I just put the general one and then I explain more further in the chapter 4 about the 3-1
I think you should make it clear since the beginning.
since the beginning. Okay, I will change to more detail. Okay.
Starting from the title
Uh-uh.
or topic of your research itself, because classroom management is a broad topic where we have different techniques, approaches, and stuff in that notion. So perhaps we shall, consider that
Okay.
later. Maybe not now. It's kind of too late already, knowing that the deadline or submission is approaching. But perhaps for your future reference.
Okay.
No,
Any other questions?
no, that's it.
All right. So about the sampling method. Okay. What's the sampling method applied or used again?
Random.
Random. Okay. What is random sampling method?
Random sampling method, what I understand is we randomly pick amount from the populations with no purpose idea or no criteria on them.
Okay. So what makes you choose that particular method?
I think it's the easiest one, and I also think that I don't have any criteria to put into my sample, so I think the random sampling is the most suitable one.
Okay, darling. All right. Okay. First, okay, if you refer to your instrument, one of the instruments is on looking at the pupil's behavior, right? Okay, so definitely, okay, you want your participants to respond to the questions which are related to pupils' behavior and how perhaps classroom management can help them to improve pupils' behavior. Am I right? Okay, so what if, okay, if you're doing random sampling method, what if, okay, some of the participants, yes, okay, you dah nampak some of the participants haven't been to school, or they have no idea of implementing classroom management technique at school. So how can they imagine or respond to your items here?
I got it.
You got what I mean? Okay, and another thing is you said something like easy for you to select. So it will go back to convenient sampling method. Okay, so perhaps you may look at those terms again, alright, so that you know what is convenient sampling, what is random sampling, what is purposive sampling. Okay? Okay,
Got it.
alright. Okay, so for you, it's more on the purposive sampling. Knowing that you have these things, okay, in your questionnaire. Yeah, so you want to look at this stuff in your study. So you're expecting your participants to give you these responses. So definitely there are certain criteria that you have here in your mind, and that will go back to the purposive sampling. Alright? Or else kalau convenient sampling, okay, I'll just give it to this particular people, knowing that okay lah, dia je yang paling mudah. So I'll just you lah. Buat lah semua. Senang untuk I. That is convenient sampling.
Actually, you have the criteria in your head, but you just don't realize.
Yes.
Yeah, the criteria is they have gone the first practicum.
Good. Exactly. Alright, so we can see from your instrument here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good job, Emilia.
Okay, thank
Alright.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Nuri. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon. I bid to Miss Khairunisa and also Madam Umil. Sorry. Okay, so thank you everyone for being here today. I will be presenting a research topic regarding perception on the implementation of language arts activity to enhance students' interest in learning English. So my name is Nurin Fazan binti Nurhaidi, and my supervisor is Dr. Faizah binti Jaafar. Before we move further into our presentation today, I would like to highlight on what exactly is the language arts activities. So language arts activities conclude all activities that has fun and learning environment, or in my research, I focus on several types of activities such as drama, poetry, rhymes, and we also have skits. Next, we move to the background of the study. So first, based on my research, teachers find that English can be a language that is very hard to teach. Why? Because students want to be demotivated and exhibit poor performance because they don't understand the language truly. So from this, we know that Ministry of Education said that English proficiency plays a vital part in our learning journey. So, to address the issues of English language as a subject that is hard to teach, MOE has integrated a fun and engaging learning environment that is aligned with the national curriculum as stated by Azhar et al. In 2020. And from this, we have the SKP, or Document Standard Curriculum and Pentaksiran for Malaysian primary schools. They implement language arts activities as a form of creative and expressive activities, and this includes storytelling, poetry, drama, songs, and also rhymes, as cited by Cat et al. 2016. Next, for my problem statement, the first one is that based on the past research, we found out that students exhibit poor performance because they perceive English as a difficult language. Of course, we know that students, they are in schools where we have exam-oriented systems. So because of the exam-oriented system, we can see that their performance, especially in English, shows that they might not pass the exams. Other than that, another problem statement is that English is not their mother tongue. This makes them do not feel enthusiastic or a sense of belonging. Of course, if you are a Malay student, you speak Malay at home. And if you are a Chinese student, you speak Mandarin at home. So because of that, English is not something that they speak fluently at home, which makes them feel like it is a foreign language for them. Next. As for the research objective, it is also aligned with the research questions. I have two research questions. Research questions 1 is about what is the teacher's trainee perceptions on implementing language activity to enhance students' interest in learning English. And research question 2 is about, is there any difference between male and female PISMP TESOL September 2021, July 2026 intake teacher trainees perception on implementing language activities to enhance student interest in learning English. Next. For my research hypothesis, I use null hypothesis. So there is no significant difference between male and female PISMP TESOL September 2021, July 2026 intake trainee teachers perceptions on implementing language activity. This is aligns with RQ2. Next. As for research theory, for my study, I have put 3 research theory in my study. The first one is by Howard Gardner multiple intelligence theory, which is proposed on 1983. We know that multiple intelligence theory have several intelligence. Therefore, for example, we have drama. Drama integrate in bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So bodily kinesthetic intelligence have movements. So we know that students use movement when they are performing drama. We also have linguistic and musical, which are integrated in language art activity. Next, Vygotsky social culture theory, which is proposed in 1962. Vygotsky social culture theory said that students learn more when they have social interaction. This is also aligned with zone of proximal development, ZPD, and scaffolding. So, students, when teachers give them a task, ZPD, this is how ZPD is implemented, the task, and they have to act out something. After that,